6 years after the government put together a record bailout for AIG, the insurance giant's former CEO is in court again, arguing that the company and its shareholders were treated unjustly and unfairly by Uncle Sam. Mary Thompson has our story from Washington.
For 40 years, Hank Greenberg ran AIG. For the past 4, he's tried to prove the government acted illegally when it took AIG over through a $182 billion bailout, hurting his former firm while helping others. Here's Professor John Coffey.
I think the government's going to be very embarrassed by this suit because the basic claim here is that the AIG bailout was really being used as a conduit by which to push money into the favored banks.
Greenberg's latest attempt at redemption, a 6-week trial in the federal claims court. Greenberg's investment firm, Star International, once AIG's biggest shareholder, now the lead plaintiff in a class action suit seeking $17 to $15 billion in damages. A trial with expected testimony from key architects of the government's response to the financial crisis, former Federal Reserve Chairman Ben Bernanke and former Treasury Secretaries Hank Paulson and Tim Geithner, who ran the New York Fed at the time. In Monday's opening arguments, lawyers from both sides laying out their case. Plaintiff's attorney David Boies charging the government violated AIG and its shareholders' Fifth Amendment rights. This by charging AIG unusually high interest rates on loans and failing to adequately compensate shareholders when taking a 92% stake in the firm. Government lawyers counter the Federal Reserve was trying to save the financial system from the effects of an AIG failure, not AIG itself, and that its board agreed to all conditions because the firm had no alternatives, a point legal experts say favors the government.
We were really at the edge of AIG and therefore the whole financial system falling over the cliff. And so I think the credible story here is the story the government has consistently adhered to.
Greenberg, who resigned from AIG in 2005 amid an accounting investigation, long argued AIG did have alternatives the government never pursued. With a sister suit thrown out of district court, the current trial may be Greenberg's last chance to prove the government did him and other AIG shareholders wrong in trying to save the company. In Washington, D.C., I'm Mary Thompson for Nightly Business Report.